Assalamu alaikum, it's your brother AbdelRahman Murphy here, alhamdulillah, in Mecca. Here in Mecca, alhamdulillah, we just got done praying Salat al-Fajr an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. Just hanging out here on the rooftops where all the cool people chill, alhamdulillah. Literally everyone's joyous. They're like sharing croissants and cream cheese and like dates and like apricots.
Before Fajr.
Before Fajr, yeah. Okay, after Fajr, no. Okay, so this is the Kaaba, alhamdulillah, this is where we all pray to. If you think about that for a second, everyone in the world faces this to pray to. It's something amazing, really. When I'm sitting here praying, alhamdulillah, my salawat and tarawih, and they have qiyam here in the last 10 nights, I just think about, subhanAllah, everyone in the world is facing towards this beautiful building to pray towards it, to their Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's really amazing. But one other thing that is really unique here, and also in Masjid Nabawi and a lot of places where there's a lot of Muslims, is the fact that after every salah, after every single prayer here, with rare exception, you will hear the call for janazah, for the funeral prayer of the deceased. Sometimes it's one person, multiple times, more often than not, it's a lot of people, and a lot of times it is they include children as well. And what's interesting is that in bigger communities, maybe you'll pray one janazah a week, maybe. In smaller communities, sometimes it gets to like one every 2 months or 3 months. So it's not something that us Muslims in America were really that familiar with on a really intimate level. But here, 5 times a day, not only do you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you're also reminded of our impending end, our impending journey's end, which is our end of this life on this earth, and our going to meet our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So just wanted to share a brief reflection about death and having it on our mind, and how when you pray here, when you spend time here, it's virtually impossible to forget about death, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us that remember the day when you will be called back, remember the day when your life will end and this hayat ad-dunya will end, and in the Quran you find it constantly. And what's interesting is that when you read some stories of the scholars and the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and those who followed them, and some righteous people and really, really amazing individuals in our tradition, you find that at a certain point, after they had studied and practiced and prayed and connected and lived with their families and etc., they had almost looked forward to death. And when people read this, I remember when I was younger, I used to read that scholars or such and such used to look forward to death. I used to get weirded out. I'm being honest. I used to be very weirded out. Were these people suicidal? Why did they want to die? Why would they look forward? Why would they be happy or excited that they were going to die, right? You read stories about some companions, they were literally looking forward to death, right? So for us, in our kind of context, in our contemporary culture, very weird, right? And I admit it first and foremost. But then I thought about it. SubhanAllah, it didn't click till I got here. You know when you have an exam coming, right? As a student at a university or at a school or whatever level, you know for a fact that you are going to be given a final exam. It's on the syllabus. It's on the exam schedule. You know for a fact, without a doubt, that you will be given a final exam. There are 2 kinds of students, right? Generally speaking, there are the students that prepare for the exam and that are ready for it, and there are the students that fail to prepare for the exam, that put it off, that forget about it, and thus when the exam comes about, they're not ready for it. If you look at the emotional state of the student who does not prepare for the exam, you find out that when the exam comes nearer and nearer, and they're reminded by their colleagues and classmates about this exam, the anxiety levels start to raise, right? The anxiety levels start to raise up. They begin to get nervous and they begin to regret. They begin to say, oh my God, I wish I just studied. When the students who did study and did prepare, did put in work, you see that as the exam draws nearer, even though they don't like exams, no one likes exams, you find that they actually become comfortable with the idea of taking the exam. And the idea or the thought or the desire of performing well in the exam becomes desirable to them. Only when I reached here in Mecca and was praying my 5 prayers in the masjid and thought about the janazas, did I realize that this is the parable of death. That if someone spends their life preparing, studying, and executing well in all of their assignments, then when the final exam comes, when the death of us and our loved ones arrives and approaches, we won't be necessarily ecstatic that we're leaving, but we'll be happy knowing that we did the best that we could preparing. And what did you say?
Vacation.
And a vacation afterwards, as Shaykh al-Nasr is saying, the ultimate vacation in Jannah, inshallah. May Allah unite us all there, inshallah, but not on a cruise ship because they crash. If you don't spend time preparing for the exam, however, if I don't spend time preparing for this final exam, right, the death of you and I, then when death approaches and we realize that it's coming closer, we begin to develop anxiety and regret. And this is the exact same example Allah gives in the Quran, that when death approaches those who fail to prepare, they say, woe is me, I wish I just had another chance. I wish I just had another chance. But when death approaches those who actually tried their best, maybe they failed, maybe they succeeded sometimes and failed, they made mistakes along the way, but they learned from them, then they say, you know what, we tried our best. we tried our best, and we're hoping that Allah will forgive our shortcomings and that we'll be happy in the end. This is the example I want to leave you all with. This is the reflection I had here in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ultimate house here at the you know, the Kaaba, you know, Masjid al-Haram, alhamdulillah. And so I wanted to share with y'all. I know it's a little bit longer, so I apologize. Inshallah, I'm really looking forward to completing these reflections. Only got a few more days left. Sheikh Abdel Nasser is going to record one later today for y'all, and then we're going to post it up. I really appreciate all of those of you who are watching. Share with your family, share with your friends, inshallah. Till next time, I'm your brother in Islam, Abdulrahman Murphy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alright, yeah, so this is the Kaaba, and the people, what they're doing around, for those of you who have never been to Umrah or Hajj, is they're doing something called Tawaf, which is 7 rotations around the Kaaba in a counterclockwise fashion. Circumambulation. And the men are wearing 2 plain, non-stitched white cloths, could be towels, could be sheets. It's extremely interesting to wear them. It's a test of your resolve and a test of your patience. The women, alhamdulillah, are chilling in their black jilbabs, and some of them, the Malaysians, are wearing bright pink, as you can see on the screen. Mashallah. So this is it, man. People, this is after Fajr. People are constantly. There is never a point in time where people are not revolving around, you know, circumambulating around this beautiful structure. If you look, Sheikh Abdel Nasser can pan below. We have the Ottoman era domes that were built during the Ottoman era. This is the first level of the Haram. We're actually on the 3rd level. There's one in between us. This is beautiful carved structure. It's some of the structures from this building are from the 1700s actually. So it's incredibly amazing to be here and see it. It's really.
I said I was going to say that this was on camera. The juice is worth the squeeze.
The juice is definitely worth the squeeze. Why? When is it worth the squeeze? When you come pray on the roof. This is the spot.
This is why the juice is worth the squeeze, my friends.
Yes, you're right. So inshallah, we're looking forward to planning an Umrah trip. Little teaser for y'all who want to come with us, inshallah. We're looking to plan an Umrah trip within the coming year to take some people. You don't have to be like this, you know, talib al-ilm. You don't have to be the student of knowledge. You can be whoever you want. Come as you are. This is the house of Allah. No one can tell you that you're not allowed here. No one can tell you they're not allowed here. So inshallah, we're looking forward to bringing everyone, both those who want to come, those who are not quite sure, inshallah, come on in. We're going to have a great time, inshallah. That's it. Game over. Play, inshallah.